Chinese scientists have already claimed to have created a real-life Death Star that uses lasers to destroy. The science fiction-inspired weapon combines pulses of microwave radiation into a single powerful beam, just like the planet-destroying lasers shown in Star Wars. Hello everyone, welcome to the Drip Podcast. Happy New Year. I know it's a bit weird because you've already had an episode from us, but yeah, this is actually the first time we're recording in 2025, I think.
Yeah.
There we go. It's good to be here. It's me, Lozzie, and Scott, and today we've got some conspiracies for you. Now, I do just want to preface this episode, okay? Obviously, so there's a lot of fires in LA. A lot of people have lost their homes. I believe 30 people have lost their lives, and it is absolutely tragic and just awful. One of the things that has just been getting crazier and crazier by the day are the conspiracy theories. And as a podcast that looks into conspiracy theories, I thought it would make sense for us to have a little look. Some of them you could argue are plausible. Others are, to excuse my language so early into the pod, batshit crazy. But it's just interesting, you know, in the most respectful way possible, because like I say, people have lost lives, people have lost homes. It's just incredible to watch how society takes information, takes things that are happening, and then go to certain places. Like I say, some of them I can, from afar, I can be like, okay, I can see how you've come to that conclusion. And then there are others that are just like, I need to know the roadmap in your mind as to how on earth you got to that destination, you know? And I'm sure we'll delve into a couple of other conspiracies and stuff as well. But yeah, so today we are talking about the LA fire conspiracy theories and how out of hand they're getting. But what are your guys' thoughts at the moment?
I mean, it's entirely just... It's so weird because I know America's like a completely different, like the other side of the world, literally. But I'm struggling to comprehend how, even in America, as massive as it is, you'll have like places that literally a week ago were having like record levels of snowfall and ice and everything, and we're having this, not record levels, but we've got the cold snap. Like, it's really cold at the moment. Sunday just gone was like ice everywhere. But in America, in LA specifically, California, everything's just ablaze, and it's like,
it's insane.
Just doesn't compute to me. But yeah, I don't know how many fires there were, but at one point there was like 6 or something like that at one time in a localized area, which is just mental.
Yeah. No, it is absolutely crazy. And like, have you seen all the aerial photographs and stuff? Like, I think NASA posted one the other day, which is just like, it's absolutely mental how much of that part of America is on fire.
Yeah.
What about you, Scott? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, similar really. Obviously, one of the key things that I was thinking is like, to think that Los Angeles is essentially on fire, or you know, California and the surrounding Los Angeles area. It's kind of like, it's just such a big place and quite obviously a famous place as well. And to think that that is currently on fire is quite, yeah, it's just quite a weird feeling, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like I saw like a graphic of like the size of LA that is on fire, like printed over London, and it's like essentially the entirety of central London being on fire. It's just absolutely insane. But yeah, it's obviously hoping that that all gets resolved as quickly as possible, and homes get rebuilt and lives can get back to normality as quickly as possible. But obviously, as of what's the date today? Is it the 13th today? It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
24 lives have been lost at least, and laid waste to 12,000 properties in a week. It's absolutely crazy. And yeah, there is still, the fires are still raging, but that hasn't stopped people from connecting these fires to P Diddy.
That's
Because,
a connection I didn't expect.
Yeah, because of course, why wouldn't you set fire to an entire state to get rid of a few bits of evidence?
Yeah.
And if P Diddy is Illuminati level, then hey, they got the power.
That's it. They see everything.
That is a possibility.
Crazy. Have you seen the Mel Gibson interview? Because he was doing the Joe Rogan podcast as his house burnt down, and he has since gone on. I think it was like ABC or something like that. I watched the interview, and he just talks about he talks about how they're just things that have burnt, whereas the main thing is his family are fine and all the rest of it. But he does highlight a few things that are strange, to say the least. The money cuts to the fire department, the fact that a lot of the fire hydrants didn't have water going to them, which made it incredibly difficult for the fire services to even tackle this blaze.
That one particularly is. There's one key purpose, I would say, for a fire hydrant. It really only serves
I would say
one.
the sole.
Yeah, it only really has one need.
Yeah, and especially as Los Angeles wildfires are relatively common because it's like a tinderbox, isn't it? Essentially, how dry it is, and so you think that things like this, should be in place to be able to shut this shit down as quickly as possible, not make cuts to the exact thing, financial cuts to the exact thing that is there to protect the people, and shut off water to the supply routes that allow these things to be extinguished. Is absolutely insane. Which is where I can see how little ideas of conspiracy can grow from that, because it's hey, that is sus as fuck, to be fair. So let's have a look. So there's a couple of conspiracies. Okay, we're going to go through them, and we're going to start with protecting P Diddy. Okay, celebrities on his list and destroying evidence, including a network of tunnels, with one leading to the Playboy Mansion. Okay.
Gee.
Now, obviously, I have to, I'm pretty sure these are baseless, but we move, Let us know down in the comments. Are there any conspiracies that you're thinking, P Diddy, right, is facing more than 100 allegations of sexual abuse, including multiple accusations of awful things, okay? His infamous, what were they? I know the parties, but what did he call them? What were they called? P Diddy's.
I got no idea. I didn't even know they were called a special. I just thought it was P Diddy parties.
No,
that's what I was going with.
Jesus, no, they were. What were they called? Can't believe I'm in a podcast with the only two people that don't know what they're fucking called. And I can't remember what it is. What were the P Diddy parties called? Freak-offs, that's it. Freak-offs. P Diddy. I have a P Diddy freak-off?
No.
So basically, right, my understanding is P Diddy would have these illustrious parties, okay? And it's not incriminating to go to a P Diddy party, like, when they start, because, everyone who's everyone is there, and I'm sure if you're an up-and-coming actor or something, or, you want to be amongst the stars to maybe get you a start, you know, and then someone invites you to a P Diddy party, and they're all going to be there, you'd probably be like, yeah, sure. And you can chat to a few people, and then, you know, as long as you leave by 10, you're all right. But if you stay till, like, after midnight, when the party within the party started, P. Diddy freak-offs, allegedly, that's when, you know, things would get crazy. Potentially, allegedly, could be children. Like, just crazy shit that you don't want to be there for, obviously. So yeah, that's a P Diddy freak off, basically. So there have been some claims made, baseless claims, that the fires may have been started to cover up Diddy's alleged sex crimes and protect any allies he may have left. Which, let's be honest, you know, if the Hollywood elite are as involved as it would appear, it would make sense for some of them to want to protect their interests and protect their livelihoods. So yeah, but his Los Angeles home has apparently been untouched by the Southern California wildfire. So if they did start this to burn that place down, they missed.
Yeah, big error.
And of course caused an unfathomable amount of destruction in its wake.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking to destroy a house, there's got to be an easier way to destroy the evidence of P. Diddy's house than to burn down the entirety of California.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you'd start by just burning down that house, and then if it got out of hand,
or a gas leak. You know, there's ways to do it that aren't just set fire to the wilderness and hope it goes in that direction.
Yeah, innit? Absolutely. The
lavish, of course, you're just hoping that the baby oil attracts the flames. It just sees a heat source or flammable material and just goes straight for it.
Exactly. That's very true. That's very true. He's got a house in the Holmby Hills, a few miles east of Beverly Hills, which is very close to the Palisades fire path, but that has also not been damaged. Oh no, sorry, that is the same house. So yeah, his house in LA. Yeah, it's been spared so far. So yeah, I don't really get how this conspiracy can be so popular when it's literally still there. But apparently many celebrities who live nearby, anywhere as close as 5 miles away, have lost their homes. So it's got fucking close. Former government official Catherine Austin Fitz has ramped up the theory, having asked how many people connected to Diddy have avoided their homes being destroyed. In situations like the LA fires, I look at patterns, Fitz said on her podcast. I look at some of the communities involved, how many of the homeowners were on the P. Diddy list. The Diddy list is said to name all celebrities accused of attending parties hosted by the rapper where he is alleged to have abused. The list has not been verified. There are also wild claims about the fires being started to destroy evidence, and even a network of tunnels from Diddy's home to other properties, including the Playboy Mansion, and even Michael Jackson's home. Michael Jackson died in, 2012, and he's being dragged into this. That's crazy.
All right, so the woman you just said, Fitz, or whatever her name was.
Yeah, Catherine Fitz.
Was her point the exact inverse, that all of the people on the Diddy list, their houses are fine, everyone else is being burnt down? So
this is a double-edged sword of a conspiracy. It's a bit like having your cake and eat it. It's like,
I'm confused.
Okay, so they started the fires. They started the fires to destroy P. Diddy's evidence, and then it hasn't actually destroyed P. Diddy's home. So it's like, actually, these fires were started to burn everyone else down to the ground apart from P. Diddy and his associates. It's like, you can't have it. You certainly can't have it both ways on that one.
That is slightly crazy, and I quite like it.
Yeah. There are claims that this was a joke online, which is almost, it's entirely possible. Like, what's the odds someone on X just, what do you even say on X? Do they tweet on X? You tweet on X?
I think they X on X.
Is it?
We'll go with posted on X.
Yeah, post.
What's the bet? Someone posted on X. I bet they started the fires to get rid of Diddy's evidence. Just a complete, just a random janitor from like Austria, and they're just like, oh my god. And now it's just spread to this level where it's on this article and we're talking about it.
There you go.
So yeah, so that's the P Diddy conspiracy within these fire conspiracies, and I'm going to give that. I'm not going to rate them, but if I was to rate, I'll rate this one as a big fat 0 for me. And I just don't believe that. I would be raising my eyebrow if P Diddy's house had actually burnt down. But the fact that it's still standing, I kind of think that's maybe conclusive.
If it was the direct opposite, and all the people on the Diddy list's houses had burnt down,
everyone's
then the fact that it seems to be implying that all of theirs are the ones that are left takes away credibility in some
let me just reread that so that I haven't. In situations like the LA fires, I look at patterns. I look at the communities involved, how many of the homeowners were on P Diddy's list. Maybe she is implying that the list is that the people that are burnt down are people on P Diddy's list. But even so, the start of this conspiracy is that they started it to destroy P Diddy evidence. Surely destroying his home is destroying a lot of evidence.
You'd imagine so.
Yeah. There's a few plot holes in that one, I'd say. Okay, right. New Jersey drone cover-up. Do you remember that?
Oh, Jesus.
Remember the drones?
Yeah.
We all remember the drones. Now, isn't it weird how we've just stopped hearing about them?
Yeah, I must admit, I've literally seen nothing about them for a few weeks now.
Well. Obviously, New Jersey and around the globe, to be fair, mysterious drones all showing up around Christmas time. Yeah, it was a fun time. There was never any answers, really, as to what they were. And now, someone on Twitter, and then a few people who got involved, have said, I'll just quote them directly. Did anyone notice they stopped flying drones in New Jersey so we can focus on other disasters like the California wildfires? Glitch in the Matrix? ? Another person said, so now that we're all being told about the California wildfires, what the hell has happened to all the scare stories about the UFOs? Or is it drone sightings over New Jersey? Just saying. Distraction, divide and conquer. That's what they're doing.
That's it. Smoke screen.
So the question here is, is it that the aliens were real and we were asking too many questions? So this conspiracy is saying they set fire to LA to distract us, or were people getting too smart and knew that it was the government doing it, so they're trying to get people to forget that happened, and again, distracting people, Donald Trump himself confirmed he personally spotted drones over his own property in Bedminster, New Jersey, and the president-elect has said he would reveal the truth about the mysterious flocks of drones spotted in the sky over New Jersey and other American locations when he takes power. Now, I think he takes power. Is it like the 15th or the 20th?
Yeah, I want to say it's Friday or.
It's in a few days.
This week, I think.
So the conspiracy here is alluding to: has the government set fire to LA to distract Trump when he comes into power from revealing the truth about the drones? That is what the conspiracy is saying. We're not saying it, just to be clear. We're merely looking at conspiracies. So that's the drones. Yeah. Now, this one is an interesting one. Not so much, I would say, with this specifically, but I have seen this conspiracy before. Direct energy weapons, okay, to erode humanity and speed up the 15-minute city plan for LA, but it can't destroy palm trees. Have you seen pictures and videos of wildfires and the havoc it's wreaked, and then everything that's blue has survived? Have you ever seen those pictures? Just quickly Google it. Just quickly Google wildfires, but blue objects survive. It's quite strange. Now, I don't think there's any examples of that here with the blue thing, but I have seen it in the past, which I think, like, basically the idea is the laser beam from the satellites, like, the blue isn't conductive or something. Could be butchering it, but
Okay.
it's also a well out there conspiracy theory, let's be honest. But yeah, so some people think that these wildfires were caused by direct energy weapons, and the signs are there because palm trees have survived, right? So the idea has been ramped up by mysterious footage of an object flying through the sky near LA when the wildfires started. Some on social media have pointed to how palm trees have survived the fires in areas where buildings have not, claiming the fire may have been started by a weapon from the sky or even space. Okay.
Jesus.
Are we? Is there a connection there to the drones? Could the drones have been doing the? You know, we've had drones hovering all over America.
Someone's connected.
Have they got the lasers?
Well, I mean, you say that. What if the drones actually are aliens, and what if it is the aliens? What if this is their
Also,
invasion?
I've just seen a quote from the woman you were talking about before, Catherine Austin Fitz,
Yeah.
who, you know, did the whole I look at the patterns and things. She then went on in her podcast to follow that up with, it's hard to conceive the original fires weren't triggered from the sky or from the suborbital platform.
So she believes in the heat energy weapons.
She does, it would appear so. And she's a former government official.
Maybe she's privy to some programs. One person claimed a heart attack had happened, said on social media that it was impossible that cars and homes are burned, but trees are still standing. Sorry, heat attack. He claimed a heat attack, not a heart attack. My bad. Experts have pointed out that palm trees have higher moisture content than most trees, making them harder to burn. And many LA's palm trees have also been destroyed. So, but as with a lot of conspiracy theories, and hey, I love conspiracy theories, okay? Don't get it twisted. But as with a lot of conspiracy theories, sometimes they tend to ignore the evidence. I always think about that flat earther that spent 20 grand doing that test to prove that the earth is flat, and it literally proved the earth was round. And so I'm pretty sure they then like abandoned that and then did a different test that cost like a tenner. But yeah, so
speaking of, just on that, of flat earthers,
yeah,
did you guys see in December a group of flat earthers went on an expedition to Antarctica to find the ice wall?
I did see that. What was the outcome?
I need to figure that out. I just thought it was interesting. They were going on the expedition.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they didn't find what they were looking for.
Well, I'd make a guess, probably not.
Yeah. While you find that, I'll just carry on with this. So some have claimed the fires will help to develop so-called 15-minute city status for LA. The 15-minute city is an urban planning concept that aims to highlight the necessity of having one's daily needs to be within walking or biking distance at any point in a city. Chinese scientists have already claimed to have created a real-life Death Star that uses lasers to destroy. The science fiction-inspired weapon combines pulses of microwave radiation into a single powerful beam, just like the planet-destroying lasers shown in Star Wars. In order to merge, the electromagnetic pulses must hit the exact same target within 170 trillionths of a second. That requires levels of timing more precise than the atomic clocks on advanced GPS satellites, a feat previously thought to be impossible. Now, while the exact details of the weapon remain highly classified, Chinese academic journals suggest that microwave weapons like this are being developed for use from space, shooting down rival states' satellites or hitting targets on Earth. And while it might not have the power to blow up the entire planet, it could wreak havoc. Ooh, so now they're blaming the Chinese. World War III is fucking imminent. But yeah, the 15-minute city thing terrifies me. I'm pretty sure we did something on Atma about that, didn't we, Loz?
Yeah, we did. That was more. Obviously, this is a very different tactic to get to the final, stage of 15-minute cities. But the general rule was like you basically limit the movement of people to 15-minute areas. So they've got everything they'd need, like hospital, schools, shops, banks, whatever it may be, in these 15-minute cities. Basically, trying to encourage people not to go out further in the pursuit of saving the earth through, limiting the CO2 emissions and all that.
Yeah. So, on paper, that doesn't seem very sinister, but wasn't there stuff about, like, you would have, like, a number of basically tokens that you could use to leave your city, and if you ran out...
The sinister thing was that you'd be penalised if you didn't conform to that. So, like you said, you'd have like a number of available trips per year you could make outside of the 15-minute area, and once you use those up, you then have to pay less. Not fuck around. Another tax. You'd have to pay another tax to be able to do that. So yeah, that was the whole sort of negative part of it. But like you say, it is for people who don't drive. It makes perfect sense to have everything that you want in a 15-minute radius.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if it was just an optional thing, like, we want to make it so that, no one is without a hospital in 15 minutes. No one is without a supermarket within 15 minutes. No one is without police within 15 minutes. And all that. I get it. But it's when they're like, but if you want to leave... And I almost guarantee it started out. I guarantee someone had this beautiful idea of, like, it'd be great for underprivileged people and stuff. Like, they'll have access to everything they need within a 15-minute. And then some evil bastard at the end of the table was like, oh, yeah. Yeah, and then if they left, we could tax them or imprison them. I was like, what? No. What do you mean? I was like, yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, we'll charge them to leave their county. Yes. What the fuck? No. What? I reckon that's how it started, probably.
I can almost picture that with Elon Musk at one end of the table.
Yeah. Mental. Is he the good side or the evil side, Scott?
Who knows?
That's it.
Also, the thing before the Flat Earthers, just to update on that, they went there and they now... So on the way there, they didn't believe in the 24-hour sun of the...
Of course. Who would?
Antarctica, because it goes against their flat Earth, obviously. And the way that the flat Earth allegedly works, which is the sun...
Yeah, so does space.
Well, but they went there and they've now seen the 24-hour sun.
Oh, excellent.
And they now believe in it, which means that a lot of them now believe that the map they had in their heads for the flat Earth was wrong.
But it is still flat.
But it could still be flat. There's still ways it could work. Some of them are having to reassess their, life perspectives.
Yeah.
But some of them think that it's just a different model for the flat Earth now.
Okay. Fair enough. Hey, fair enough.
And there's no ice wall.
And there's no ice wall. But what's stopping us from going and getting all of the resources the other side of the wall, though? If there's no wall, I guess we'll just have access to that infinite land and resources that's beyond the ice wall that the governments across the world are trying to stop us from getting, so that they can keep them all for themselves but not benefit from them because they're staying here in this part of the flat Earth rather than all the expanses outside. Anyway, if you dig too deep, it instantly falls apart. Smart meters ignited wildfires. Social media theories about the scale of damage is linked to smart meters. Like in your home, I'm guessing.
Jesus.
People have claimed they have made properties burn from the inside due to lithium batteries and copper wiring. Some believe a smart meter may have started the LA blazes. One poster said, a guy was saying that the lithium-ion batteries on smart electronic meters are catching fire, heating up the copper wires a couple thousand degrees Fahrenheit. That's why the houses are burning from the inside out and the trees remain. But critics have hit back, calling people making the claims nutcases.
Yeah, the problem with this is that it would have to be everyone's smart meter simultaneously doing the same thing. Otherwise, it's just one person's smart meter, and then everyone else's house is burning from the outside in.
Yeah, isn't it? That's very true. One said, smart meters are only connected to your house meter by their own dedicated network, not directly to the house meter. The lithium batteries they use are stable. Anything else is a conspiracy theory by nutcases. I mean, there's also lithium batteries in many things, like electric cars and stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong. You don't want to fucking set fire to one. It'll burn for about 3 months, but it's just, you know, I feel like this would have happened well before this. What's this? Well, we've got a little graphic which I should get up really, but we've got audio listeners. So this map's showing the fires and proposed high-speed rail is being shared widely. Okay, I mean it's not exact, it's close. Who knows, but this is a bit of a coincidence, isn't it? How incredibly lucky for the developers building California's new high-speed rail network. The wildfires almost perfectly matched the proposed route, clearing the land and making it essentially worthless. I mean, to be fair, now I've traced my mouse.
Yeah.
It's pretty accurate. I mean, the bit at the top kind of goes literally the opposite direction to the rail, but yeah, that's a bit weird. Twitter users, X, have shared maps of the fires and matched it with a map of the California's proposed high-speed network rail thing. I mean, see, this is where they're just lying. Like, the post claims to show that the fires match the exact route trains would take. Between San Francisco and Los Angeles. No, it doesn't. No, it literally doesn't. Like, at the top, towards San Francisco, right? The rail line hooks a left and then goes up. The fire went straight up, hooked a left past San Francisco, and then came back down. So it's not. So it's like I could get it with the LA bit, and is it Bakersfield? Those areas, yeah, it is pretty accurate. But when you see like people are saying it's exactly the same, it's just not. It's just not. It's close. If you said like, "Oh, that's a bit sus," I'll be with you. But to tell me it's exact when it's not, it's just not. But the project has faced repeated cost overruns and delays. So are they setting fire to it to make the ground worthless? Interesting. Interesting. It's one Twitter user said. It's an incredible piece of luck for the developers building California's new high-speed rail network. The wildfires this guy is saying almost perfectly. I appreciate that. Almost perfectly matched the proposed route, clearing land and making it worthless. But fact checkers hit back and show the maps being used were wrong or not to scale. There we go. What we got? I mentioned him earlier, Mel Gibson. Says convenient fires will clear single-family homes for high-density housing. Actor Mel Gibson says there are convenient circumstances surrounding the devastating Los Angeles wildfires, namely clearing land for new homes. Gibson questioned in a bizarre moment with Fox News' Laura Ingraham. I would highly recommend you watch that, by the way. It's a very, very interesting interview. If the ruinous fires were commissioned in order to move people off valuable property. He said, I can make all kinds of horrible theories up in my head, conspiracy theories and everything else, but it just seemed a little convenient that there was no water and that the wind conditions were right and that there are people ready and willing and able to start fires. Because apparently, like, a few people have been arrested, or at least one for starting fires. The Mad Max star then questioned if the theorized fire starters were commissioned, i.e. sent by the government. And then in events like this, you sort of look, well, is it on purpose? Which it's an insane thing to think, but one begins to ponder whether or not there is a purpose in mind. What could it be? You know, what do they want? The state empty? I don't know. The actor said that it reminded him of old cattle barons clearing people off the land. So yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. And then obviously, like we said earlier, the fire hydrants. I just want to see LA Fire Department funding cuts, because that to me is absolutely wild. Because Kristen Crowley, the LA Fire chief, has like publicly absolutely lambasted the fucking local government for the cuts.
I think it was like 17.5 mil, wasn't it?
Absolutely insane. Absolutely. But then what's the what? I don't get it. Why was the water turned off? That's the biggest question in my head, man. That's.
I think the problem with once you cut from things like. I mean, one of the things that people have said that has contributed to it is that the excess brush was not trimmed and like cut back, so the fire had basically had more real estate in terms of quick combustive things, or things that go up quite quickly and carry the fire forwards to wherever it's blowing, that it wasn't trimmed back, and that feasibly, logically, would be one of the first things you start to cut back on, is like housekeeping shit that it's not as important as like having fire hydrants there ready to use. So you're like, oh well, we won't cut the brush back, but then that's also helped the fire spread quickly because it's got more basically fuel to burn.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so I was reading here. Apparently, so Los Angeles Department of Water and Power, and not the fire department, is in charge of providing water for the hydrants, and its leaders have said that they were overwhelmed by the intense demand on a municipal system not designed to fight wildfires, particularly when firefighting aircraft were grounded by the Santa Ana winds. Have you seen it? Have you seen how they tackle wildfires with like helicopters and shit? They literally like
take it from the sea,
dunk buckets into the sea, into like people's swimming pools.
Yeah,
it's fucking insane.
I saw a video of, I don't know if it was this recent fire, but I saw a video of a couple of planes lining up at the sea, and they basically go along the water and skim it, and then collect water in.
No way.
I'm guessing some underbarrel of the plane, and then just dump it on a fire.
That's so cool. Governor Gavin Newsom has ordered an investigation into what happened, and Crowley herself added to the criticism, saying, when a firefighter comes up to a hydrant, we expect there's going to be water. I mean, that is understandable. Okay, so there we go. That's some pretty wild conspiracies there. But there is some weird shit going on. There is. Why the fuck wasn't the water there available to them? But who knows? What do you think? I'd love to know your thoughts down below. We're going to leave it there for this episode. But yeah, I just, really hope that they get a lid on this very, very soon, and then the rebuild can begin. And so thoughts go out to everyone affected over in LA. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Lozzie, Scott, thank you for joining me. Really appreciate it. So this has been a conspiracy episode of the Drip Podcast. We do true crime, and we also do the paranormal. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, then why not stick around if you're new here? Okay, thank you so much. We'll see you very soon. Bye-bye, guys.